Merhaba arkadaşlar, ben Mimar İbrahim Can Arıkök. İstanbul Okan Üniversitesi Sanat Tasarım ve Mimarlık Fakültesi'nde Çevresel Analiz ve Değerlendirme dersi kapsamında 10 ana başlıktan oluşan yürütücülüğü Profesör Doktor Semih Eryıldız tarafından yapılan kitabın 4. bölümünde yer alan Toplum Yapıları grubunun koordinatörlüğünü yapmaktayım. Bu videoda ARK 331 kodlu Kentsel Çevre ve Tasarım 2 dersini alan Toplum Yapıları grubunun sunumlarını izleyeceğiz. Çalışmada emeği geçen öğrencilerimize ve bizi izlediğiniz için sizlere teşekkür ederiz.
So hello, my name is Abu Bakar Tijani Mohammed. My student ID is 190313040. Me and my group, we worked on social structures. My group, there are 3 people in my group. It was me, Abu Bakar Tijani Mohammed, Rabia Umar Monay, and Amin Mahal, with the coordination of Ibrahim Jan Alcock. So each and every one of us did his part in this work for the social structures, but of course we talk about different things. So this is my part. I'm going to talk about it now, explain it briefly for the time that we don't have. So I'll go ahead and start. So that I started with explaining what is public space, then the term itself, public. Then after that, I talked about some public spaces. So as you can see, it's there. An example of public spaces: the Agora shopping malls by Victor Grand's shopping malls, and Grand Buke Post Office, Infati, libraries, and Queen Sofia Palace of Arts, the Opera House. And after that, I drafted a matrix for all these buildings. So I will explain them one by one, briefly. So the Agora, which can be described as a gathering place in the ancient Greek city-states, was the heart of the cities, derived from the word agorastis. Agora also means buyer, where the buyer comes from, the customer who comes to the market. It is a structure consisting of large areas where political, commercial, religious, artistic, and philosophical discussions, speeches, and demonstrations were held. Examples are also found in many Asian cities. So I talked about the Greek agora, the agora of Athens, but that's not the only agora. We have many agoras throughout the history. So I talked about this particular one. So as you can see, the plans, the agora, the picture of the agora itself, and some old plans are there. That's one more examples. And then shopping malls. Shopping malls are also public spaces, because they are places where people go to shop, to gather. There can be many things found in a shopping mall. It doesn't have to be for shopping. For example, if you go to a shopping mall, even now, you will find a cinema there, a park. So you can find many things in a shopping mall, not only for shopping. So shopping malls are also considered important public spaces. But I will explain. I will read some part of this because it's important. Victor Gurion is a very important architect. He's the first person that started a shopping mall. He was the first person to design a shopping mall. So Victor Gurion is the designer of the first shopping mall in Venice. Is the designer of the first shopping mall is a Viennese architect who immigrated to America from Austria in 1938 during World War II. Guyon is also a theorist who studies the relationships between urban space and social life patterns in cities. According to him, one of the necessary conditions for a healthy social life in cities is to create social spaces in cities where people can come together by avoiding traffic, boring working environments, isolated housing areas. So this is just a rough picture. And then the Grand Buick post office. I didn't really go into detail when explaining this, but the Grand Buick post office is now it's a museum. It's located in Fatih, Istanbul, Fatih. It is the headquarters of the PTT career service, but now it's a museum. It's called the PTT Museum. So it's located in Fatih, and yeah, so museums are also places, are also social structures, because whenever you go to a museum, you go there because it's a social space, and other people come because it's a social space to just see and see the old building and how it was built. And museums are all over the world. There are museums all over the world. They are all of them are public spaces, because that is where uh, artifacts are kept, like olden days artifacts. So things from the past ancient world, if they are preserved, they are kept in a museum. So next is libraries. So libraries are also considered public spaces, because people go there to read. When they need to concentrate on something, they go there. You can't go to a library without seeing a lot of people there, because there are always people going to libraries. So I talked about the library in Alexandria, Egypt. So it was said that this library had around 400,000 books and scrolls from the ancient times kept in this library. So it's a very important place. People always go there to check. So, and it's pretty big. So it's libraries are also considered public spaces. There's a picture for it, a rough picture of the library. So then the next one is Queen Sofia Palace of Arts. Queen Sofia Palace of Arts is an opera house, performing arts center, and urban landmark designed by Santiago Calatrava to anchor the northwest end of the city of arts and sciences in Valencia, Spain. It opened on 8th of October 2005. It's the first opera staging. Its first opera staging was of Beethoven's Fidelio in 25th October 2006. Tenor and conductor Placido Domingo has maintained a special relationship with the Palau since its founding, and has established a young singers training program there. So, Queen Sofia Palace of Arts is the last major structure built of a grand city of arts and sciences concept designed by Valencia-born and internationally known architect Santiago Calatrava, which began in 1995. The building was constructed by a joint venture of Dragados and Nexo. It was opened officially on 8 October 2005 by Queen Sofia of Spain. The building rises 14 stories above ground and includes 3 stories below ground. Its height is 75 meters, being the tallest opera house in the world under the metallic expansive curved roof structure, which is 230 meters in length. The 40,000 meter square building contains 4 auditoriums. So For the time, I won't read it all, but that's all important too. Where the auditorium is located and all this, how many people it can contain. So next is the metrics are drafted for all the buildings. This matrix consists of the location of these buildings, the population of the buildings, the area of these buildings, dates when they were constructed or when they were opened, coordinates, that's the precise location where they are located, the height of those buildings, the elevation, that is. So the population of these buildings, they are not really, it's not really population. It's how many people this building can contain. So it doesn't have to be a specific count, but according to the calculation of five people fit into a square meter. If you have 121,000 square meters, that means you can fit 600,000 people in the building. That's from the ancient agora, the Greek agora. So, but that will be overcrowded, of course. But that's just saying how many total people it can accommodate at the time, if we are going to put all the people in there. So, the location of the Greek agora is in Greece, and its population, it can accommodate 600,000 people. The total area of this building is 121,000 square meters. It was constructed, it dates back to 6th century BC. So the coordinate is 37.9 degrees north and 23.7 degrees east. Height of this building is 58 meters. Then we have the Grand Büyük Post Office, which is located in Sirkeci, Istanbul, Turkey. The population, it can accommodate 16,000 people. The area is 3,200 square meters. It was constructed in 1905 to 1909. The construction started in 1905 and it ended in 1909. So the coordinates is 41 degrees north and 28.9 degrees east. That's latitude and longitude. Then the Library of Alexandria, it's located in Alexandria, Egypt. The population of this building, it can accommodate 100,000 people. The total area of the building is 20,000 square meters. It dates back to 246 to 285 BC. The coordinates is 31 degrees north and 29 degrees east. The height of this building is like 3 meters. Then Queen Sofia Palace of Arts, it's located in Valencia, Spain. Population 200,000 people. The total area of the building 40,000 square meters. It dates, it was constructed in 2005. The coordinates is 39 degrees north and 7 degrees west. The height of this building is 75 meters. Then comes my references, and with this, that is all. Thank you for listening. Stay safe.
Umar. This is the course of Semi Oja. My instructor is Ibrahim. My topic is social structures. I started by defining social structures as the organized set of social institutions that make up society and institutionalized patterns of relationships. In order to understand this definition, we have to look at the meaning of society. Also, in this meaning, it talks about sustaining daily life, which in terms means social sustainability. Here I give emphasis on public spaces so that we can understand what is public in architectural terminology, and examples of community buildings also. Under these, we have open and closed public spaces, and examples are the Petrus Vatican. Below is the photo. It is located in Vatican State and City. It is also the most famous square of the St. Peter Square. It is located on a large area in front of St. Peter's Basilica, where thousands of Catholics come to worship every year. And sorry. Below is the plan. Another example is the Istanbul Congress Center. Under the Roman Forum, there we have the Temple of Venice and Roma. The plan is beside. Some pictures of the Colosseum Temple of Venice is another example. The Basilica is also an example, and under the Basilica we have the San Pius in Vatican. And finally, the Blue Mosque. The brief history of the Blue Mosque is written underneath the photo, and the spaces are explained also below. I drew the matrix of according to my examples, and under them I have the location, the area, the dates, the population, the height, and the coordinates. And finally, my references are below. Thank you for listening.
Amin Mahal, and my topic about social structure with my friend Rubita and Abu Bakr, and my coordinator Ibrahim Jan Erikök. In the social sciences, social structure is the pattern social arrangement in society that are both emergent from and determined of the actions of individuals. Likewise, society is believed to be grouped into structurally related group or sets of rules with different function, meaning, or purpose. Example of social structure include family regulation law. In economy and classes, it contrasts with social system, which refers to the part structure in which these various structure and are embedded. Those social structure silently influence large system such as economic system, legal system, political system, cultural system. Social structure can also be said to be the framework upon which a society is established. It determines the norms and patterns of relation between the various institutions of the society. Since the 1920s, the term has been in general use in social sense, especially as variable whose supercomponents needed to be differentiated in relation to other social variables, as well as in academic literature, as a result of the rising influence of structure. The concept of social stratification, for instance, uses the idea of social structure to explain that most societies are spirited into different strata levels, guided if only partly by the underlying structure in the social system. It is also important in the modern study of organization as an organization structure may determine its flexibility capacity to change. In the same structure as an important issue for management. Social structure pertain to the system of sanctioned stratification, most notably the class structure, social institution, or other better relation between large social groups on the mesoscale. It concerns the structure of social networks between individuals or organizations of the microscale. Social structure include the ways in which norms shape the behavior of individuals within the social system. That this skill are not always kept spared. For example, John Levy Martin has the or that cartoon macroscale structures are the emergent properties of microscale cultural institution. Structure believes that used by another blocks include lively structure like within ethnography. A recent study describes how indigenous social structure in the Republic of Panama changed macro-social structure and embedded a planned Panama Canal expansion. Marxist-socialism has also historically mixed different meaning of social structure, though doing so by simply string that culture aspects of social structure as fundamental of in its economic ons. Social norms are believed to influence social structure through relation between the majority and minority, as those who align with the majority are considered normal and those who align with the minority are considered abnormal. Minority relation creates a hierarchical stratification within social structure that favors the majority in all aspects of society. May 4th movement, it was an anti-imperialist cultural and political movement that started with student demonstration in beginning on May 4, 1990 against the weak reaction of the Chinese government to the Treaty of Versailles and especially against Germany transfer of some of its land in Shantung to Japan after the signing of Tsing in the line with this treaty. This domination, in addition to giving rise to national protest, marked the rise of Chinese nationalism, a shift away from cultural activities toward political mobilization and from the intellectual elite to a more blues-based. Numerous important political and social leaders in the following decades made their debut during this Beirut. The term May 4th movement refers more probably to the period between 1915 and 1921, commonly known as the New Cultural Movement. The 11 September attacks and the attacks undertaken by Al-Qaeda, a total of 19 hijackers. 4 passenger planes taking off ironically the same time. The British took control of the planes by entering the cockpit with the analyzing needs. They brought with them the first of these planes as American Airlines Flight 11, which made the Boston Los Angeles flights. Shortly after takeoff, this plane changed course to New York and crashed into the North Tower of the World Trade Center south of the city. The second plane was in United Airlines Flight 175 from Boston to Los Angeles. This plane crashed into the South Tower of the World Trade Center 17 minutes after the first one. After the plane crashed, the towers caught fire, and about 2 hours later, both towers collapsed, leaving 1.5 million tons of debris behind. Story of Ataturk Cultural Center. Ataturk Cultural Center in Taksim, which was closed in 2008 and was not replacing despite. The judicial decision has 17-year history. It was designed as the Opera House. Its first name was Istanbul Culture Place. Then it took its current name, and as seen in the view, drawing this name is wanted to be changed along with its bring in the secret projects with the order reflects the future. We wanted to remember the history of the Istanbul's Cultural Center or its places with its new name. Breastfeeding is possibly by knowing the best, and we are famous for getting completed in 23 years.